Hello, and welcome to my art update podcast thingy. This is update number 96, Computapocalypse. This podcast is designed to keep people who know me and Rollner up to date. By the way, the date is December 16th, Monday, 2024. Up to date about what is happening for me artistically and in my life, because those things are all mixed together. So if you know me, you're welcome here. It'll probably make some sense to you to some degree. You don't need to listen, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's pretend we're just sort of talking to each other. It's kind of a one-sided conversation, but you know what? Give me a ping. This is just for people like you who are interested in knowing what's going on with my life. I'm not going to try to hard sell you on this. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Andrew. I don't know how you got here, but great, wonderful. You might be missing some context, but yeah. Speaking of context, if this is your first update, you might want to check out episodes? No, they're not episodes. They're updates. Number 1, number 2, and number 52. Those are going to bring you up to date to 2023. 2024, bit of a bummer. Not huge amounts of stuff happening. You can dip in, dip out, and check out certain episodes if you want to. Don't binge them. I did not record them to be listened to that way. You know, if you're listening to it once a week, yes, they'll build on each other, but if you listen to them all at once, you're just going to be bored. There's so much repetition, so much whinging. Yeah. And also, I should note, I am 2 weeks behind now on these updates. Why? There's just a lot going on. I'm having trouble recording near the end of the week. And yeah. And it's a minor miracle I'm getting this one even out and not ending up 3 weeks behind, because I had massive computer issues starting on my birthday last Friday. Yeah, so I woke up and my little mini computer that I do all my work on, I've done all my work on since around this time last year, died. It just dead. There's something wrong with the motherboard, and I'm dealing with very, very slow support from Hong Kong. And it's still under warranty, so I should be able to get a replacement. But they're doing stuff like they're asking. I won't go into too much detail because this won't make sense for people who don't know much about computers. But basically, the computer isn't booting properly, and while it looks like a Windows problem, there's also other things going on. Like I can't boot from a USB stick in order to run diagnostics. I can't get into the BIOS. If you don't know what a BIOS is, that's fine. But anyway, like I can get in, and then the keyboard doesn't work, or the mouse doesn't work, so I can't actually do anything in the BIOS. So there's clearly something wrong with the motherboard, and they keep sending me instructions like, okay, well, reinstall Windows. How can I reinstall Windows if I can't boot the damn computer? So anyway, so dealing with that. That's just the usual dealing with PC support, going back and forth until they establish that you're not a complete idiot and you've actually checked the things they need you to check, and that the diagnosis is actually correct. It's just frustrating because they take more than 24 hours to reply. And this happened on Friday. I got one reply and then the weekend. And as far as I can tell, I did not get any replies today. So yeah, not super thrilled about that. And then, so that's fine. I actually have 3 desktop computers aside from that one sitting in my office. One is running the file server, so that's not usable for any of my normal day-to-day stuff. But I had a machine that's basically the backup machine, and so I powered that on, and it started making this horrible noise. And it turns out, I bought this from somebody who owned it before me, and they put a really cheap liquid cooling pump in there to keep the CPU cool. Anyway, long story short, turns out that was failing, and I've had to rip that out. And then I went to the electronics store to buy a fan, and they had one, but I wasn't sure it was compatible, so I had to go home and check a couple things. I went back the very next morning, like less than 12 hours later. The store was closed for most of those 12 hours, and someone had bought it in the meantime, and that was literally the only one they had. Electronic stores used to sell electronics. I don't know, call me crazy. So yeah, that's So basically that computer can't run because there's nothing to cool the CPU. So I've had to fire up my old desktop that I was getting ready to convert into the new file server. Luckily, I hadn't started that process yet, other than doing a backup. But this machine has a bunch of sort of issues and restrictions because it's a little bit old. Fine for a file server, but it's giving me it has trouble with some of the software that I need to run to do stuff. And also, if you notice that the audio is a little bit different, it's because I actually had to run through a sound recorder. I can't. Yeah, my normal audio interface, which is buggy on any machine I plug it into, will basically, if I plug it into this computer, just instantly crashes it. So I had to do that. And so I spent the weekend kind of in between stuff that I had to do, like checking out what Cohen had a trial class for English lessons. And we also went to check out a possible future school for him and just, birthday stuff. So in between that, I've been futzing around trying to get these things running, and I only sort of succeeded this morning. And there's just a lot of caveats. I'm used to having 2 monitors, so I can multitask. I've only got 1 monitor working because, long story, you don't need to know. So happy birthday to me. That was a hell of a weekend. I did get some nice birthday presents. I got an Amazon card from my mother-in-law, which is really nice because she normally gives me like a bookstore card, and the bookstores here don't really have English books, so that's sort of her go-to, but someone's finally clued her in to Amazon. So I was able to order the CPU cooler that I needed for that computer using her gift card. So that was great. So Kumiko, my wife has given me, I've got my dad's old watch, which was like a $600 watch when we bought it. Probably knew that same type of model would probably be about $1,000 now. Anyway, it was broken. It was just not keeping proper time, like off by 12 hours, kind of wrong date kind of thing. So my birthday gift for that is to get that watch repaired. So fingers crossed. Apparently Casio's had a massive problem, like some kind of system problem, and they're like a month behind on repairs right now. So it might be 1 to 3 months before I get my watch back. Went in, had the old one, got my old watch, had a battery installed today, and they told me the O-ring is shot, so it's not waterproof anymore. So, had a nice birthday. My son gave me some candy, and anyway, had a nice time with him. Okay, so let me get into the actual updates. YTG updates. We had on Friday, this past Friday, we had the studio visit for Interference, which is the next YTG show. So we went to Barbara's studio in Nakameguro, and just my luck that day, right? So I've got my heavy suitcase. I've got like a mid-sized suitcase full of cables and equipment for Nerd Nite show that night, which I'll get to. But I'm lugging that around, and I'm thinking, well, I'll get to the station. It's a pretty major station. I'll stick it in a locker, and then I'll go to the studio visit, because our studio is on the 4th floor of a building, and there's no elevator. Well, it turns out there's no lockers at that station, so I ended up having to haul this super heavy suitcase up and down 4 flights of stairs. But anyway, the studio visit itself was really great. It's a really cool space. It's an old, sort of very, very old sort of warehouse building that's been converted for arts use, and it's pretty neat. I wouldn't want to be in it in an earthquake, but other than that, it's pretty cool. And it was nice to sort of just be in her space with a couple of the other ensemble members and start talking about the show and what we want to do and that kind of stuff. So no big details yet. We all have to sort of read the script and the script for the screenplay, which is what we're basing the stage play on, but we'll be changing stuff, obviously. Okay, so that's it for YTG. There's no updates on the Yesterday project. Nerd Nite. Yes, this past Friday. Other than all this stuff I already mentioned, the event itself went okay. 2 amazing talks. Sadly, the attendance was really low, even though I was really pushing it as a birthday celebration. Thought a few more people would show up. 1 person showed up because it was my birthday. My friend Kim showed up because it was my birthday. Made an effort and gave me some presents. And yeah. Oh, and I have to present for you, if you listened to last week's update, I wrote an AI-generated song to promote the event. I also wrote an AI-generated song I shouldn't say AI, I should say algorithm-generated song. So I wrote the words and then had an algorithm, had Suno.com generate the music. So I created a song for the trailer that I edited a video to. So that's going to be posted the video is going to be posted on the website, but I'm going to just drop the song in here.
Hey, get ready. This thing is happening now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's Friday. It's that time of the month when we get together and take the plunge into science, or maybe some art, or maybe some weird hobby close to somebody's heart. It's Nerd Night.
Get your nerd on.
In Tokyo.
Keep your shirt on.
Shugamo.
We'll make you think now.
Park Lounge.
Buy a drink now.
We're here, and it's time to begin. Pay your money to Selena and get yourself in to a chair, or maybe a sofa. Hey, is Rod lying down again? What a loafer! It's Nerd Night.
Get your nerd on.
In Tokyo.
Keep your shirt on.
Shugamo.
We'll make you think now.
Park Lounge.
Buy a drink now.
Time to sound off. It's Bruce. He books all the speakers. He's the one to talk to if you want to buy a beaker. It's Melvin, our ersatz cameraman. If you're watching on the live stream, you should be a Melvin stan. It's Coco, making sure things stay on track. When all the shit goes down, she's always got our backs. It's Selena, she's the first person you see. Everybody loves her, right? It's not just me. It's Daria, the one at the controls. She makes sure you can hear us. Do you hear us, fools? It's Andrew, he's Nerd Nite Tokyo's OG. He's here to pull his hair out, and sometimes he MCs. It's Nerd Night.
Get your nerd on.
In Tokyo.
Keep your shirt on.
Shugamo.
We'll make you think now.
Park Lounge.
Buy a drink
It's
now.
Nerd Night.
Get your nerd on.
In Tokyo.
Keep your shirt on.
Shugamo.
We'll make you think now.
Park Lounge.
Buy a drink now.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, yeah. So that's it. Yeah, I gotta say, despite my misgivings about algorithms generating songs, it is a lot of fun to do these. Although I think, as I said last time, it takes me maybe like between 15 and 40 iterations to get a song that I feel sort of is good enough to put out. You can notice even in that the AI doesn't say Sugamo properly. It's funny because sometimes it did in other versions, but because I think Sugamo, S-U-G-A, looks like the beginning of sugar, so a lot of the AI voices would say Shugamo. And also Daria's name, no one could pronounce. Even when I try to write it out phonetically, Daria is the best. I really, really, really wanted to put the emphasis on the second syllable, and it used. For nouns in English, the emphasis with 3 syllables, the emphasis usually is on the middle syllable. Banana, that kind of thing. But they wanted to say Daria, and I kind of forced it into saying Daria. So at least I was closer. Anyway, so little interesting quirks, but still, I was impressed. It took me a while to come up with the prompt that I needed, which was New Orleans jazz crooner or something like that. Anyway, lots of fun. Yeah. So that was that. Next event will be February, so I'll bug you more about that in the future. Okay, photography updates. I am still waiting on those final selections from corporate, which means I am going to bill them later this week. Need to make a reminder for myself to do that. Yep. Sustainability project. I still need to rewrite that. No updates. I'll probably relaunch that in the new year. And other stuff. I am starting work on next year's Halloween event for SCC. I have contacted Jonah Hagans, who is very enthusiastic. I just sort of wanted to see if he'd be interested. He's already sending me like ideas and trying to brainstorm. And I'm like, say, slow down, slow your roll. I still have to talk to them to make sure we can do this and find out what the budget is and get the room measurements and all that kind of stuff. But it's good that he's excited because it means that it's going to be doable. He's asking all the right questions. Okay, so that's it for this week, or at least for this update. I may try to squeeze another update out near the end of this week so that I am caught up. because I may lose another update during the holidays, and yeah. But I'll catch up in the new year with the yearly roundup. Okay, until next time, Andrew out.